Hey guys, it's Mastrath here, and welcome, finally, to a foot battle video, another foot battle video. So, apologies that I have not done many of these recently at all. It's been a very busy couple of months for me, trying to sort of put so much effort into my new workplace, just so I can pass my probation. Passed it, flying colours, which is very good. So, yes, welcome back to Foot Battle, and, yeah, so this is going to be a monthly series I'm going to be doing from now on. And as you can tell, Sam is not here. Essentially the reason Sam is not here is because, one, the bloke's very busy, and two, he doesn't really play the game much anymore, if ever, I think. I think the haze is gone for him. So it's just going to be me, which is fine, because this is essentially my review of Season 4 of Foot Battle. And I'm also going to go through what's happened in previous seasons as well, just to sort of give you guys a bit of a, essentially just a, well, I'm trying to think of what I'm going to say now. God damn it, I missed Sam, damn it. But yeah, it's like a bit of a run through on what has happened. So, let's kick off with Season 1. So, Season 1 of the England A-League, my team finished, Corinium AFC, finished in fifth place. Not too bad, for a start, I think. I think that was pretty good, altogether. I believe that was the only thing in Season 1 at that point. So, I think there was only 2 or 3 at most, I believe. I think it might have been 2, actually. But only the top 2 teams went to the European Cup at that point, because England in that season got so many fans, and they were sort of like amazing, to the point they were like the top 2 countries with the most fans, like accumulated from each team. But when the season started, we weren't doing so hot. So yeah, we only got 2 spots for that one. So I missed out on the European Championship in my first season. Second season, on the other hand, England did a lot better. We got loads of fans, and I think we unlocked, 7 places in the European Championship, which is really good. So essentially, people don't know, the more fans, accumulative fans your country's got, the more spots you get for your league, for the European Championship. So yeah, we were able to unlock 7, and I finished 3rd. I finished 3rd in my second season, which I think is a pretty good going. So that's all brilliantly. Also, we did they also brought out the England Cup, which is essentially all the England teams fight it out in sort of like a 2-leg knockout cup stage. We got drawn against the toughest team in the league and lost in the round of 32. So that wasn't so good, but that was just really bad luck on my part. So we did qualify for the European Championship, which is in Season 3. So Season 3 in the league, we finished 4th. And we were actually 3rd for a long while, but we lost our last game, and the Reds went above us to 3rd. At this point, the best England team in the game, Hardcore, had just won their 2nd England A-League Championship, which that was very odd because for pretty much essentially all the season, Inspira had made a brilliant move up the table. Move up the rankings. They were the best team. But then, for some reason, like in the last, I think, 4 or 5 matches, they lost so many fans. And if you've got more fans, it does actually increase your squad overall. When you get to the point of sort of like, you've got like 100 million fans or whatever, it's gradually less what you get. But still, they lost so many fans, and then they went down from like 150 million fans down to about 30 million, which completely impacted their squad overall, and they started losing and drawing games. And last match of the season, Hardcore was able to take the title. So yeah, such a shame actually, because I really thought Inspira was going to win it. I mean, they beat us, so there you go. So European Cup, let's go for that in Season 3. We actually made it to the semi-finals, which I think I'm pretty happy about. So in our group stage, I believe we finished 2nd, actually, in our group stage. So top 2 go through to the knockout stages. There are 8 groups, of, I believe, 6. And the top 2 go through to the knockout stages, which is the round of 16. We made it through our group stage, and we got Gloria Bazao, which is one of the best, at least at that point, and they still are, actually, one of the best Romanian teams in the game. And the first match ended in a 1-1 draw. The second match ended 2-2, and then we scored in injury time. Well, we scored in extra time, actually, because it was a draw. But we scored in extra time to win 4-3 against a team that was better than us. We had a pretty simple quarterfinals, but then we lost in the semi-finals. But I think a semi-final spot in the European Cup is pretty good. So the fact that we made it past our group stage in the European Cup meant that we qualified for the World Cup, our first World Cup. And what happened in that is we made it past our group stage, barely, and then lost in the round of 16, which is fine, because if you make it to the round of 16, you still get football points, which you can use to buy players. So that was good for us, I'd say. And our shining achievement that season was the England Cup. We won it. Yes, we have an official trophy. We won the England Cup. We beat... Who did we beat in the finals? Did we beat Frome in the finals? Frome 11 in the finals? But we did get our first, at the moment, our only official trophy, the England Cup, yes, of August 2019. So, with that out of the way, it's time for Season 4, and look at the team we've got now, in comparison to the first video. So, remember when we had like 15,000 fans, and like 190 squad overall? That's all changed now. That has completely all changed. Oh, by the way, I finished... Did I say I finished 4th? Yeah, I did. Yeah, never mind. I said I finished 4th season before. Anyway, but yes, we are now pretty much... Let's look at the leaderboard for the moment to see where we are now. We are now the 4th highest ranking team in this... Essentially in the game. This includes AI teams. There is no AI team that has got more fans than we have at this point, which is really good for us. So the squad is a lot different. Here is the squad. So, if we go to the transfer market just quickly, just so I can get this. So, yes, Myth players have been coming out. The first one came out due to a... essentially, it was an auction. I think someone bought it for about $150, $250. It's now worth about $6,000, by the way. So, but who would buy... Who's going to buy that? But the second mythical player is out at the moment. I would love to get that second mythical player right here. But it's a referral contest. So I essentially need to essentially plug this game as much as I can. I highly doubt I'm going to win it. But it would be nice to get the other rewards, including foot battle points. Look at these. Look at these foot battle points. So yeah, I have one referral, which is a friend of mine. So that's fine. But they've done bugger all in the game, which means I've got no points. So, yeah, if you do want to help me out, copy this link, log into the, essentially log in, well, not log into the game, but sort of create your own team and raise hell, pretty much. So, hurrah. But yeah, so the squad is the fact that I've got, at the moment, 9 elite players and 2 legend players. The 2 legend players are really good. They work really well in the team. And I have been looking a lot on traits recently because I've noticed that a lot of the higher ranking teams that are getting like elite and legend players, they just look at possibly overall and their positioning. Traits are really important. And I feel like that's something that a lot of people don't get. As you may have like a legend player or an elite player, but if they don't have good traits, they essentially go down a level. So if you've got a legend player that's got like a really bad trait, essentially they become like a slightly stronger elite player. So yeah, traits are really important at the moment. So all my players' traits are actually pretty good. Most of them have Pragmatist, which is plus 10% morale against smaller opponents, minus 10% against bigger ones. This works mostly well because essentially there are only 3 teams in the game that are more popular than my team, that have more fans than my team. So, yeah, so it's going to help me in probably about 99.9% of my games. But then, going up against either Kirka, the Prince, or Martia, not so much. So, then we go to the rest of them. So yeah, a lot of them have got Pragmatist and then another at least okay stat. Like, for example, Snooty. I don't mind Snooty now because I got over 1 million fans. So that works really well. Snooty's fine. But yeah, a lot of them have got either Pragmatist or Cold-Blooded. Cold-Blooded's a really good one as well. You do lose your advantage at playing at home for that player, but that means you don't get a disadvantage for playing away. So it swings and roundabouts in the end. But yeah, as you can see, they're all very, they've all got very similar sort of traits. Apart from Alexander Booker, who is probably going to be the next player I'm going to get rid of, most because on the transfer market there is a legend player that I want who is a right back. But he's got Patriot, and Patriot works for Alexander Booker because I'm an English team and he's an English player. So that essentially makes his overall like 770 odd. He's like the third best player in my team, which is really good. I've also been able to get, essentially, I've got a best in rank squad, and then I've got just like reserves, a third string, and a fourth string side. Just try and build up those foot battle points. As you can see at the best in rank, I do have another legend player, Cheatin Varma, who I am slowly powering up. He's going to replace Danilo Frati here, because his max overall is just way better. I mean, look at that difference. So he's going to help out once he finally gets to that level, which hopefully he does. At the moment, as you can see, I've got 106% fan bonus. So initially, if I had no fans, my team would be about 722. But with the fan bonus, it's nearly 1,500, which is pretty damn good. Oh, by the way, I might as well mention everything else that happened as well. So, pretty much what happened this season. Oh, it is this season. Oh, I'll talk about that now. But yeah, so it's interesting. They got some more cryptocurrency things, which I'm not really a big fan of. I've not spent a single penny on this game, and I'm the 4th best team in the game. I've spent no money on this game. And, I feel like free-to-play games should stay free-to-play, so I'm going to see how well I can do as a free-to-play team. And I think we're doing pretty bleeding well so far. So, yeah, the player that I'm after is this guy, Boris Korbel. This is his max overall, he's pretty good. He's got Pragmatist, or Pragmatist, or whatever, however you pronounce it, and Snooty. So, pretty decent stats for my team. And his overall's just brilliant. He'll be the best player on my team by far if I can buy him. I am just over 4,000 off him. Now, there was a guy yesterday who I really wanted. He was, I believe, a centre midfielder, and he was great. I really want him for my team. I think I woke up this morning and I was about 130 points off him, so I thought, okay, I'll do a Cup Royal Diamond. Cup Royal Diamond is probably the second toughest tournament the second toughest AI tournament in the game, behind the Western European Cup A, the Southwest European Cup A, which is the toughest, to the point that I still haven't won that yet. I've won everything else when it comes to AI tournaments, but not that. And a Cup Royal Silver, because I went from bronze to gold pretty fast. Yeah, so I was like, I'm 130 points away. Cup Royal Diamond, if you win it, gives you 150 foot battle points. I might as well do that, put my strongest team in there. We won it, but then I looked back, and he wasn't there. Someone bought him. So, it's not the first time that's happened to me. So, instead, I'm going to buy this player who, well, hopefully buy this player. This guy's pretty awesome. I like him. He's pretty good. His defense is pretty low, but he's got good position in passing, so that's not too bad at all. But yeah, at the moment I'm just phasing out my elite players and putting legend players in. That's pretty much what's going on so far. Right, so with that out of the way, to this season. How did we do? Well, as you can see, not too bad. Let's kick off with the National League. We had our best performance so far. Second place by a pretty wide margin, 6 points ahead of third. Hardcore won again. Essentially, we can call this season the season that I finished second to Hardcore and everything, pretty much. But we are getting stronger. We're getting stronger by the day. We're getting so much better. And next season, we're challenging for the title. We're going to get that damn title. It's going to be great. But yeah, we were only 4 points behind, which is probably our best performance. But you can tell how tough this league is. So this is essentially, it's 24 teams, so it'd be like playing the Championship or League One or League Two or whatever. 6 teams had over 100 points. I had 126 points and still finished second. It's a tough league, is England. England's a very tough league. It's like the third toughest league in Foot Battle. It's tough. We did mess up a couple of times along the way. We did lose to Hardcore away, which is not surprising. That's fine. We also lost to the Reds away, I believe, as well. That's okay, I guess, but we should have at least possibly drawn that. One of our draws was against Hardcore at home, so we did draw against them. So one of their draws is against us. We also drew with this team full on, a team that we should have beat, and we just didn't. It ended 0-0. We just couldn't get past their defense. Which is fair enough. But as I said, yeah. So if we'd be able to draw with the Reds or if we'd be able to beat the Reds and beat full on, we'd have won the league. But we missed our chances, and that seems to happen a lot with this team. We miss our chances and lose, or we miss our chances and draw, for example. So yeah, that didn't go very well. But we did finish second, which is nice to see. And as I said, next season we're challenging for that title, and I just hope we do not have a bad start to the season like we did this season. We had Hardcore second, for example, and we got crushed. But this season we are a lot stronger for season 5. So yeah, we're gonna be challenging for that title. Hardcore can't win a 4th one in a row, right? Someone's got to come in to stop him. Let that be me. Why not? Okay, now we go to the National Cup. So, how do we do as defending champions? Well, we made it through our first match against Atruk TTV. We won 8-0 over 2 legs, 8-0 on aggregate. We then beat Inspira 5-0 on aggregate. We then got our revenge on Full On by beating them 7-0 in the semi-finals. And then we lost to Hardcore. So Hardcore are now the champions of England. Like the Full On champions of England. They won the league and they won the cup as well. They got the double this season. That final, we drew our first match, and then we lost 2-1 in the second match, so that didn't go very well for us. Right, the Continental Cup. Let's see how we do here. Let's see how we did. The Continental Cup. We finished first in our group, which is pretty good, on 22 points. Not too bad. Also, if you noticed, FC Barcelona used to be a team in the England League. They've moved. They moved to America and finished 6th, I think. I may make the move to America at some point, because it's the best league in the game. But it's a tough league. Like, it's the toughest league as well. You get really good rewards for it, but it's a tough league. I want to win the England A-League before I go to America. That's what I want to do. But anyway, so we made it through our group stage, only to get knocked out in the first round by the eventual champions, now I believe 2-time European champions, the Prince. But we had a pretty decent match. It was 5-4 on aggregate altogether. And essentially what happened there is that the first match ended, I believe it was 2-1 to them, I think, the first match. Anyway, the second match, yeah, it was 2-1. I remember it. So I was on break at work at that point when this match was going on. So we lost the first match 2-1. The second match, it was 2-2. And then we scored in, like, the 85th minute to make it 3-2, which would have sent it into extra time. But in injury time, they scored and knocked us out. That was infuriating. Really infuriating. But, oh well, you know, it's bound to happen at some point. But yeah, I think we did pretty well there to get there. And we just got really bad luck in fighting the Prince. Bit of a shame. We did get 500 Foot Battle points for finishing in the top 16. That's all right. Also, we had the best rated player in Julian Morrison, who scored 16 goals in 12 matches with a 9.02 rating. Very nice. The only one with a 9 or higher rating. Very nice. But with that, since we did finish first in our group stage, it allowed us to qualify for the World Cup. And the World Cup, let's see how we did there. So here is the World Cup, and That's essentially what happened. So, yeah. We got drawn into the group of death. We had FC Dynamo, who are a pretty good team. We had Spam Pocket City, which is a really good American team. Us, we had Hardcore again, and Martia, at the time, the best team in the game. We had the group of death, and I think we did a pretty decent job. I mean, we lost by 1 goal. We did a pretty decent job, I think. We beat FC Dynamo. We beat Spam Pocket. We beat Spam Pocket twice, actually. We beat FC Dynamo once, and then we lost the second time around, and I wish we didn't, because that was essentially our moment to go through. We actually drew with Hardcore, I believe, in our first encounter, and the second encounter we lost to Hardcore in our first encounter, but the second encounter we beat them. So we've beaten Hardcore this season, so it's possible. It is possible we can do it. It then came down to the final 2 matches. It actually came down to the final match for both teams. For both us and Hardcore. We were both on 12 points. And we both had Martia last. So, my team drew with Martia, the top team at the time. 4-4 was the end result. It was a roller coaster match. It was a brilliant match. Like, roller coaster match. Can I shut off just to show that I'm not lying? I'm going to matches already. Yeah, 4-4. So that's how it happened. 4-4. We got a lot of money. It's pretty good. Who scored the goal? So Fratty scored 1, Jose Vincent scored 1, and Julian Morrison scored 2. But yeah, it finished 4-4. What a match right there. What a match between these two. But yeah, so we beat Hardcore in our return match. We lost to FC Dynamo. We shouldn't have lost to them. But we did. And if we had drawn against them or anything, that would have been alright. We actually lost to Hardcore. We lost 3-2, which isn't too bad. So yeah, overall, I'd say it was a decent result for us. It's just, if we were in any other group, we would have gone through. But we had the group of death, so, you know, I'm not surprised we went out. So we went out at that stage, and who went on to win the tournament? Why, the European champions, the Prince, making them now consecutive 2-time world champions. This team is going to be one to beat. And, yeah, they crushed some of the best teams in the game to get there. They beat Martia, they beat Taishan, really good team. They beat Gloria Bazao. They beat Kirker as well, who is now the best team in the game when it comes to fans. They beat a lot of them to go on to win it. So fair play. So that is essentially the... That's what I did last season. Season 5 is just around the corner, and the team's looking incredibly strong. It should be at the point now that we are challenging for the title. I feel like that we could win the title this season. This is our best chance to do it, especially with that amount of fans. Because that allows Pragmatists to get involved, and there's no team in the England League that has higher fans than us. So we will always get that advantage with a lot of our players. So that's really good, and we need to have a strong start. Last season, we didn't have a strong start because we had Hardcore second away and lost. So we were like down to about 14th. And then we had to try and build ourselves back up. But we need to have a good start this season. A really good start this season. We don't know who we're going to get. We don't know who we've got. We don't know if maybe anyone's going to make the jump to England. Maybe someone will make the jump to England, like Lolo M, or Maelstrom, or... The Prince! The Prince joins! Oh, that'd be awful. God, I'd move. I don't want to fight these guys now! Not 2-time world champions, I'm going to America. But yeah, guys, the team is still getting stronger. As I said, I've got that third legend player, Cheatin Varma. When he gets into the team, that's going to boost our overall over the 1,500 mark, which is really good. I'm hoping to buy the right back, Boris Korbel. So I'm hoping to buy him as well, which once he's trained up, he's going to start powering through as well. So the moment, the more legends I get, the better my team is going to be. And I've noticed that recently, because I got my first legend player last month. Oh, actually, so just over a month ago. And just, I've seen the improvements with the team. The team is now consistently winning Cup Royal Diamond tournaments every day, which is really good. I mean, that's our Cup Royal Diamond score now. We've lost 87, but we've won 533 matches in the Cup Royal Diamond. How many have we actually won? Because I believe at one point, I think we had about 6 or 7 Cup Royal Diamond victories under our belt. I believe we're up to, I think we're up to about 20 now. Because from what I can remember, the last 3 days that we've been in Cup Royal Diamonds, we've gone on to win them. Which is essentially 450 football points for us. That's lovely. 24, so we've won 24 Cup Royal Diamonds now. We are consistently winning them, including the most recent one, which happened earlier today, which was great. It was great. We had a pretty tough run, and we were able to gain, I believe, I think we got about 6.5 million fans from the victories that we got. We had some pretty good matches. We beat Nancy 2-1. We beat Catalonia 2-0. And then we had Barcelona away 3-2. And we beat them as well, which is pretty good going. Barcelona used to be an amazing team. They're still really good, but they used to be an amazing team. A team that, like, probably the best AI team in the game. Not so much the case now. I'm so happy also of that because of the teams we were going against, we had an easy Cup Royal Diamond. Reason being, Andalusia wasn't in it, and I despise that team with a passion. Like, anytime I go up against Andalusia, I usually lose. I don't know what it is with that team, but like Barcelona is a clearly better team, but Andalusia keep beating us. I don't understand it. Apart from yesterday when we did the Cup Royal Diamond finals, and we beat them 4-1. So that was a lot of fun. That was great. I loved that. I loved just wailing on them. They're essentially our bogey team, not like our rival team. We hate them. We hate them so much. But yeah, we went on to beat them, so that's pretty good. So, predictions for next season, for Season 5. We have made it to the European Championship again, due to the fact that we finished second. So, we have made it. I believe it's top 5 at the moment. Is it top 5 from the England A-League? Not too sure. Well, technically, yeah. Is it 5? Yeah, it's 5. So, Inspira, Frome, the Reds, us, and Hardcore have all made it to the European Championship. So, first off, League. In the League, I would love to say that we're going to win the Championship. I want for us to win the Championship. In my opinion, we've probably got as much a chance as Hardcore does this season. We got a really good team. We got a really good squad overall. We have beaten Hardcore before last season, so we don't know. It depends on if, so like if luck goes our way against some of the teams that could give us a draw or a loss or whatever. So we need to worry about those, if anything, and just Hardcore just score as many as possible. But yeah, we do have a good chance to win the league. I still predict it's going to be second, but it's going to be closer this time. Because the gap in squad overall has gotten even slimmer, which is good. I think they're on about like 1550, I think their squad overall is. But I'd say my team's got better traits, so that's how I believe we're about level at this point. But yeah, it's going to be close. We could win it. We could finish second. If we finish anything lower than second, it's going to be a bad season, in my opinion. Wouldn't be the best whatsoever. So, England Cup. I can see a semi-final at least. I can see us winning it, to be honest, if someone knocks Hardcore out. Someone knocks Hardcore out, we're winning it. And it'd be a return to form. We'll be back to being the England Cup champions. That's probably the title that we are more likely to win out of any other title, is the England Cup, because we could be drawn against Hardcore early and beat them. Could do. Or we could draw against them early and they beat us. Again, it's all about where Hardcore is, and how good the team's doing then. The European Cup. It'd be a shame if we don't make it to the World Cup. We should. We should. I can see us finishing first in our group stage. Depending on who we get. If we get Kirker or the Prince, probably not. I'm hoping we don't get Kirker and the Prince in the same group. That would suck, because we'd probably lose that. But yeah, unless something miraculous happens that we draw another group of death, I'm fairly certain we'll make it to the World Cup. We'll win our group stage, or at least finish second. World Cup, I'm hoping for a round of 16 this time round. Maybe a quarterfinals. I think with this team, it's a good team. It's a team that can win tournaments. You know, it certainly can win tournaments. But it's all about who we get. That's the problem. It's all about the luck of the draw. But I am predicting a round of 16 at least for the World Cup. So guys, that is going to be it from this video. My first Foot Battle review, all on my own, for Season 4. So, I will see you for the end of this next season, for the Season 5 review, where probably nothing of what I predicted has happened. I'm Mastrath, and I'll see you then.